In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you how two different types of sales experiences that I had over the holiday season that just passed radically influenced the way that I think about sales in our company and our follow-up process, and are gonna influence changes we make in 2023 and how they can possibly apply for you as well.
You're listening to the Venue RX podcast.
What's up everyone, my name is Jonathan, host here at the Venue RX, and on this channel we document and share best practices around owning, operating, and managing world-class wedding venues. I am so passionate about what we do here, and it's been so amazing to connect with all of the incredible venue owners that we've had the opportunity to talk to at our Venue Owner series, as well as the podcast, the regular kind of standard podcast interviews that we've had, and also some of these mindset and tactics videos that we put out as well. I want to share with you today something that happened over this past holiday break that really has influenced how I think about sales, how I think about following up. And it's really a tale of two different sales experiences, and I hope that we can all kind of take something from it. I know I was really inspired by going through both of the examples, and it's interesting, in neither example did I purchase anything. As I went through them, I just realized the huge impact that it could have on the business, and something now that I'm considering implementing. All right, the two different experiences that I had, one was considering buying a Honda Grom. It's this little bike that you can learn to do tricks on and you can zip around. And I wanted to get the bike because I wanted to learn how to do stunts. So my wife knew, and so she put in a request on this local power sports place, this retailer. So they call her up, they say, hey, we've got the Grom in, and come down here, bring your husband. And she wanted to get it for me for Christmas. And we show up and we look at the Grom, it's incredible. Well, the salesperson slides the paper over there, because I was gonna get all my registration, everything down, and put my name and all the information. And he slides the paper over to me, and it says $7,000 on it. Now, the bike itself, the little motorcycle itself, is about $3,500, and that was what was listed on the website. And so when he slid that $7,000 price tag, I think my mouth dropped. I mean, I was shocked. And I was like, what the heck is this? Like, they're trying to pull a fast one on me, right? $3,500 to $7,000, I mean, they're doubling the price. And while I understood that there were going to be some of those things, taxes and the registration and some of that, I thought that that would be more of like a $800 expense tacked onto the $3,500, not literally an additional $3,500. And so at that point, I just basically got up and walked out. So I said, no, thank you, we're gonna move on. Anyway, they ended up calling and texting both myself and my wife, because they got my phone number from the paperwork, and saying, hey, when can we come in? We wanna negotiate with you guys. They call us back and they say, hey, you know what? We really wanna get your business. They're willing to drop it to $6,000. And at this point, my wife and I are kind of scratching our heads like, do we still want it? That's still far off. Our number in our heads was $5,000, that we were not willing to spend any more. So we say, no, unfortunately, that's not gonna work. It's gotta be $5,000. So they say, well, we still wanna work on it. So they give us this kind of sales speak. They drop it to $5,000. Now at this point, I know that they've just presented us with a $7,000 invoice that we're gonna take $7,000. Now they drop it $2,000 over the next couple days. They should have just got us while we were in there, right? Then there was a day that we called in because we were considering coming in and getting it after they lowered it to $5,000, and they said they aren't in the office. They're out of office for the day. And so they said, just call back tomorrow. And right then it gave us a little bit of time to think about it. Is the Grom worth $5,000? Did we really have this discretionary income? And we really started realizing, like, gosh, I don't think we really want this. And we ended up not buying it. And they said, okay, no problem, sorry, let's talk about it soon. Like, it was very kind of a defeated type of attitude. And I think we really left that experience at that power sports retailer with an overall negative experience. I mean, I'm not sure if we'd go back there and buy from them again. The second sales experience I want to share is actually with someone named Grant Cardone. And if you know Grant and Elena Cardone, they're a couple. They were in the real estate space, they were in the automotive sales space. I was interested in them because there was something his wife Elena put out. It was a couples retreat that they were doing where you had some time to meet with them, go on this retreat, and it was something for couples who operated their businesses together. And I was interested in this because my wife and I, of course, run our company Common Sense Events together, and we do this podcast together as well. And so I was like, this could be a cool opportunity for us to, not only get some R&R, but then also really learn and invest into our business. And so I put in the information, I get the email back. It doesn't have a link for me to actually schedule a call. There's something broken with it. But I'd already set through my information, so I just emailed back, hey, the link didn't work. Can you give me information about your package and your pricing? I got a call pretty much immediately from a guy named Tim. And Tim got on the phone with me and he went through a pretty exhaustive explanation of what they had. The craziest part about all this to me, they didn't have a date yet. They didn't have a location yet. But he's selling the opportunity to connect with these two people. So great, no problem. He also tells me with a very straight face, it's $30,000 for the two of you. And so he's like, okay, so great. Like, when would what type of card can I use to get this started? And I'm like, my goodness. But he's been so nice. He's explained all the things, the limited information he does have. He spent actually the first part of the call asking me a bunch of questions. And then he started basically using my answers to the questions to help bring me to a situation and bring me to an understanding of why going to this event would be so impactful. And then, he said, hey, can I get you signed up? And he wasn't doing it in a really pushy way. He was just kind of taking me through this process. And I just said, hey man, look, honestly, I was just kind of looking into this. I'm not really ready to spend the type of money. And he's like, look, if it's the money issue, money is easy. I can solve it. We can put you on a payment plan. We can, do all these different creative things. And he was just so positive and he was so upbeat and he didn't want to let me get off the phone until he was able to make a sale and I was willing to, invest in this education for my wife and I. And the cool thing was the way that he was positioning the conversation was like, I want you guys to win so much that I would feel horrible if I let you get off the phone right now without making this life-changing commitment. And he was passionate about it. It didn't feel like he was being salesy at all, but that was his energy and that was his vibe. I end up actually hanging up on him. I hung up on him because I wasn't gonna be able to get off the phone. And I was just gonna I need to talk about it with my wife. He sends me a text message with a video. He takes his phone and goes like this. He sends me this video and he's like, not only do you get all this and all this and all this, but you get the rest of us as a support group. And he turns the phone around and there's all these, people in the background in the sales center going, Jonathan. And the energy there was so contagious. They didn't lower the price. They didn't go there. They just told me how they were going to help me afford it. And instead of, haggling with me, they made me feel really good. Now, granted, I haven't invested the money with them. I haven't, made any decisions there, but my experience leaving both of those two sales situations was radically different. And so I want to share a couple of those ways that these two sales experiences made a difference in how I think about our sales team and how we treat our clients. Number one, I think that the follow-up is so important. We have to realize as venue owners, as venue operators, we're selling expiring dates that are very high priced, right? Regardless of the package that you have at your property, people are investing a lot of money on this one specific day. And so we have to understand that this is a huge commitment for them. Whether it's you reaching out to the couples or whether it's a sales team that you are leading that's reaching out to the couples, you have to understand you've got to treat them with a ton of respect, a ton of deference. And so the way that you're selling them, the way that you're talking to them, the way that you're structuring your communication is putting them at the center of the communication and structuring your conversations and everything around wanting to please and satisfy them. We might be a little bit calm. We might be a little bit more defeated when someone says, oh, it's a little bit more expensive. Instead of turning it on its face and saying, no, the value is there, but if the price is the issue, let's talk about a payment plan. Let's make it easy. Let's break it up into 3 payments, 4 payments, 5 payments. What do you need? As venue owners also, we have a tendency to think when someone gives us feedback that the venue is expensive, we want to go to a place of providing a discount. When in fact, I think we should increase the value of what we provide and build in so much value that we wouldn't even consider lowering the price because the price is not the problem. It's the amount of belief that the client has in our ability to deliver the amazing experience that we say and that it's actually worth that much. And so when you go and discount, instead of add in more value, when you take something away, it basically tells them that the venue and selling the venue for that much is actually not worth what you're selling it for because you're willing to go down in price. Those are a couple things that I'm thinking about as I look to our sales team. I want to make sure that we're providing an incredible sales experience. I want to make sure that the energy and the vibe and the attitude is always at a peak. And then I want to make sure that we're not providing discounts at any of the properties. I want to make sure that we're instead building the value and showcasing the value. And I want to stay focused on that and providing more value for our team instead of even considering offering discounts. So I hope this has been helpful as venue owners, as venue operators, as people in this service industry who is experience focused. I think we can take a lot from these two situations. I wish you guys nothing but the best in this year, and I'm excited as we continue creating more content around this channel, creating more content for venue owners. This is going to be an incredible year. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey. Consider subscribing and sharing, and we'll see you all in the next video.